Hi, so what's a harmonized scale? Well, when you harmonize something, you turn notes into chords. That's kind of a simple way of thinking of it. So you take a scale, which is a series of notes, like, and you put other notes on top of each of those, so you turn them into groups of notes instead of just single ones, and that's what chords are. So if I take that example I just played, C major scale, what I'm going to do is try and play that on one string. So I'm going to start here, but instead of going, I'm just going to go. So that's the same scale, same notes. Now each of those notes, when you harmonize that scale, each one becomes either a major chord or a minor chord, or there's one that's a diminished chord. Now the diminished, when we think of this in basic terms, that's the same as the minor chord up to a certain point of the music theory that we're going to be dealing with. So let's just think of the diminished one as a minor for the moment. So if I play the first note, if I to add this note here on the next string, back a fret, that turns this first one from a single C note into a C major chord. Very, very simple one. It's only two notes, but that's a C, and it's got the major third, which makes this a C major chord. If I was to do this, flatten that one, that makes that a C minor chord. And as I said before, every one of these notes will be turned from a note into either a major chord or a minor chord, just in this simple way. So I'll play the scale again. Now the order of major and minor in a major key like this is always major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. And when we're only dealing with the root note and one extra note to make it major or minor, the diminished is the same as a minor at that point, so we can just call that last one minor. So we've got major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor. So I'll do the scale once more. And now I'll add either the major third or the minor third on top of those notes, like this. The last one was major because the last one's the first one again, up an octave, that's C again. So did you see then I played that shape for major, that one for minor, so it went major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, but at the moment it just looks the same as the minor, and then major. So that's a harmonized scale. What I just did then was a harmonized scale, and once I know the order of major and minor, and I know what the notes are, so I know it goes C, D, E, F, or root note up to, up one, up two, up two, up two, up one. Once I know that, then I can put that in different places. So for example, there's a C note that I was just using here, but there's another one here. So I could go, that's the same scale. And now my major shape looks like this, my minor looks like this. So I go major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, but we're gonna keep it the same as the minor for the moment, major. And I could actually use that in a solo if I was soloing in the key of that C major. I'm wanting something different. Just give me something else to play, other than just soloing in a scale pattern as we'd normally do. So it's a really useful thing, and it's very useful from the theory point of view to understand a bit about this, because straight away if you harmonise a scale, you're then seeing and showing yourself what chords are in that key. So C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, C. Now I should just quickly talk about this diminished thing because I keep mentioning it. What we've just done with this simple harmonised scale is to have the root note, the C, or D or E, just the first note, the note from the scale, and then we've added one extra note to make that chord major or minor, which is called the third. That's a major third. That one's got a minor third. So that's C major, D minor. Now when you get to the diminished, the third is still a minor third. So when you're only using a root note and a third, right up here for the diminished, it looks just like the minor because it's just got the root and the minor third. When you add another note from basically from the chord, you get one called the fifth. Now I'm rushing through this a little bit, but hopefully you might already know a little bit about this. So when I add the fifth, that's there. That's an open string in this place, but it's back 2 from the third. So I've gone to the third and then the fifth there. That was root, third and fifth. And if I go to the minor one, the next one, which was that, if I want to add the fifth there, it's just back 1 from the third. So that's a very simple D minor chord, because this note's D. You've got the minor third and the fifth. And just another quick sort of aside to this is that, why is that one minor then? Why was the first one major and this one minor, and then why is the next one minor and not major? And the reason they're these particular specific chords in this key is that every note in each of these chords has to be from the C major scale. So if you turned this D into a major, it would be using a note that's not in key, it's not in the scale, the original scale we started with. So therefore it can't be a chord that's in this key. So that's why. I'll do more on that on another lesson. So we've got C major with the fifth as well, D minor. Next one was minor, then it was major. So I've still got the same 2 notes I had before, but I'm adding this extra one. Major, minor. Now the diminished, before we did it as a minor third like that, but now the fifth is also minor, so it's been flattened. So instead of that, which we did for the minors, we've got to go like that. And that's a diminished. And for the same reason I just explained with the other chords, it has to be that, because if I did that, that note isn't in the key. That note there is not one of the notes from the C major scale, whereas this one is. So that's why that's diminished. And then back there. So you start off with a scale, add the thirds, and add the fifths. So what that was a harmonized scale. And then once you know what they are, by working them out like that, you can then play them in any place. Like I now know that there's a C major, a D minor, an E minor, an F major, G major, A minor, B diminished. They're the chords in the key of C. So once I know what they are, I can then play them however I want. You know, using normal chords, and I could write a chord sequence, write a song, or just a sequence to just jam over with a loop pedal or something. I could do that because I know what chords are in the key. And I just did it by knowing the scale, and then knowing that it has to go major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. I did that in a bit of a rush. I hope it all makes sense. If any of it doesn't, please put in the comments and I'll do a follow-up video on this. But that was a quick one today on what a harmonized scale is. Someone asked me the other day, what is a harmonized scale? So I thought I'd do a quick lesson on it. Okay, thanks for watching, and please click like if you like this one.